and you're with?
Marineland Dolphin Adventure.
All right. I heard a lot, you guys have some cool things with turtles, don't you?
We do. We have two beautiful sea turtles who live at Marineland. We have a Kemp's Ridley sea turtle and a loggerhead sea turtle.
Wow, wow. How big are these creatures?
They're big. Our guys, they're not as big as some of the other turtles we have. Green sea turtles can get really, really big, and leatherbacks can get really big, but our guys are definitely impressive when you come and see them close up. Amazing. Our two turtles are both with us because they are not able to live on their own out in the wild. The loggerhead sea turtle, his name is Rocky, and he was actually hit by a boat on the west coast of Florida. Sort of in the Sarasota area. He was hit by a boat, pretty severe damage to the back of his head, to the back of his shell, his carapace, and we think that he is blind in the eye on the side where he sustained that boat strike. So he's unable to take care of himself, to protect himself, to feed himself because of his inability to see on that side. So that's our loggerhead, and then they have a better chance of surviving. So with turtles, a Head Start program involved, this was years ago, collecting turtle eggs, incubating the eggs, hatching the babies, growing the babies up until they were big and strong and healthy and past the size where everything wants to eat them, because it's tough being a baby sea turtle, and then releasing them back out. Awesome. But our Kemp's Ridley turtle, whose name is Pokey, when he hatched, they realized very quickly that he actually had some major problems with his shoulders. He has a bone disease. So he wasn't going to be a good diver, and Kemp's Ridley turtles eat primarily shellfish and things that are, of course, on the bottom. And he was not going to be good at getting that food. So that's his story. And so he's actually fairly new to Marineland. He's only been here since fall of 2015.
Oh, wow.
But he's wonderful and very popular with the public.
Well, I think
we do enjoy bringing people and getting them connected with some of the amazing animals that live out there.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
A small percentage of the nation's population participated in the civil rights movement, but it shifted the way that it shifted the history of this country. It didn't have to be everybody, but it was, a percentage that did it. And I think if we strategically try to do that and message, and keep that moral high ground, which I believe firmly, we have the scientific high ground and we have the moral high ground when we're talking about preserving this place that we live. I think that it's totally possible.
I'm Bill Hamilton. I'm a representative of Environmental Youth Council of St. Augustine, and we're here today at the Environmental Challenge second annual. I spoke today a little bit about climate change and what we can expect as coastal residents of St. Augustine with regard to sea level rise and some of the latest research that was released within the last couple of weeks by Dr. James Hansen and a group of climatologists. Dr. Hansen was the NASA director of the Goddard Space Institute. He became so alarmed by the research that was showing up about the rapid change in the Earth's climates as a consequence of man-made CO2 emissions that he resigned his position and took on as his life's mission doing research on climate change and educating the public about what to expect.
Okay, one thing I wanted to ask you also was, in your presentation, you were really making the point that the time is dire. I mean, we're at a critical point.
We are at a critical point, and the document that he and his associates released a couple of weeks ago, the conclusion that they came to is, we conclude that the message our climate science delivers to society, policymakers, and the public alike is this: we have a global emergency. Fossil fuel CO2 emissions should be reduced as rapidly as practical. What they've figured out is that the polar ice caps are melting. They have begun an irreversible melt, and the thing that remains unclear is how rapidly that ice is going to disappear.
Yes, I've heard it's melting faster than what projections had previously concluded.
Right, and it's accelerating. The rate of deterioration of those ice masses is deteriorating. So what that means is that we're baked into the system is maybe 10 meters of sea level rise, and the only metric that matters at this point is the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. The more greenhouse gas that we as societies discharge, the faster that rate of decline is going to accelerate. The difference between 50 years of 10 meters of sea level rise and 150 years of 10-meter sea level rise is significant, because if we have 150 years, we have enough time to transition as societies. We can move our agriculture, we can move our infrastructure, we can figure out where our water supply is going to come. If it happens in 50 years, what we can expect to see globally is like New Orleans after Katrina, where things are totally in disarray and essentially ungovernable. Right. The time has come, the time has passed when we should be arguing about whether or not climate change is a fact. It is absolutely a fact. The science is as solid as it's going to get, and those people who continue to deny that this is a problem are putting us all at risk. If Tim Deegan, the weatherman, told us that there was a 98% chance that a Category 5 hurricane was going to hit St. Augustine within a certain number of time, the whole society, all of St. Augustine would be focused on that, and we would be worrying about what to do, how to adapt to that. And instead, the policy has been, well, we're going to listen to the 2% who say that that's not an issue. I don't really think that hurricane is going to hit here. So that's essentially what we've done as a global society in continuing to burn fossil fuels and emit carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere.
Well, I thank you very much.
You sure
Your
will.
talk was very interesting, and I thank you again for the work you do, my friend.
I really appreciate it.
I believe in you like a virgin in your Madonna, and I'm always